Afternoon. This is Need and Miss Panda with the Timepiece Garden. And I'm doing a video checklist so I can write it down later and update my list. And I keep a list of like all the little things I need to do and big things I need to do, and that way I can pair them up. Little things. I've got some woolly lamb's ear here, and there is some outside the fence. Oh, hey, put the camera up right over there. That I need to remove. That's not where they're supposed to grow. And then you can see where the stems here are dying back. I don't have any more bees, no more purple flowers. She's found a squirrel. And I need to trim them back. And then you can see where I got this huge hole. And that's because when I started laying all of my my wire mesh, since these guys are already so big, I couldn't lay it down here without killing them. So I got to get it all cut back, and that way I can lay the wire mesh down and they can grow through the wire mesh like everybody else. And I don't have armadillo damage. Okay, so what I got to do up here, I need to harvest some garlic chives and some regular chives, and I need to clean up the yarrow out of the far bed over there. Just little things I still got to do in this bed, which is great on an overcast day, because this bed is where, full open, I get lots of sun here still. Lots of sun here still. All right. Panda Mama's walking. She may or may not follow me. That's what Panda does. Okay, and Butterfly Alley. Oh, he's pretty. Black and white stripes. So he may not be new here, but he's new to me. Where'd he go? There he is. Alright, back to the video. I need to get in here, and you can see where that's an iris right there. And same thing on the other side. There's an iris there. And I pulled all the irises out of here almost 2 years ago, just because they were trying to take over, and I don't want the irises to take over here. The daylilies can. The naked ladies can. The irises cannot. But I also need to move the daylilies that are in here around my butterfly bushes. That's all got to get cleaned out. And all the daylilies that I take out of here get moved back to the swell. The irises get moved back up over there on the hill. They don't get to stay here. Same thing here, but that's just all daylilies in that one. And same thing with the crepe myrtle. It's just full of daylilies. So that's what I got to do here. And then he's gonna let me get really close. It's pretty. All right, behind him, you can kind of see that leaf right there. That's one of the mulberries. He's still just pretty much straight up. No stems. No additional supports. This is the other mulberry, and he's got side stems going now. He too has to come out. He can't stay here. Mulberries, when they fruit, their fruit is really stainy. And being that it's on the driveway here, I'm going to point it this way so you can see it's being still on the driveway. It'll stain the driveway, and if you park a vehicle here, it'll stain that, and they can't stay here. Log trim will also mess up the brick wall. So I need to put 3 mulberries into the garden or in the orchard area. This will be 2 of them for sure. All right, let me walk on. All right, I need to move this wreck out the way. It's a big wreck. There's actually 2 of them there. And get all this wood stuff out of the way as well. I kind of mow around it. The last of the cleanup, I need to go ahead and get it cleaned up on my August list of stuff to get done. And then further up the hill, where my pears are, there are some of these little tree saplings, like right there, and there's like 3 or 4 over around those trees. I need to cut all them down. Cut them down, kill them. They don't need to be there. All right, I'm walking on. I know you've heard me talk about it before. Compost pile that I'm redoing, just to make it better than it is. Having said that, I also need to do a third stack of wood. And my thought process is to have it start here and go that way. So it's, it's like a I don't know, a Z. It goes down and over and down type thing. I think that would work best. Leave me walk space here like I have walk space there. That was an interesting sound from Miss Panda. As I drop wood off, I can access all three of them. Even pulling a vehicle up here, and it still gives me a room to mow around them. So, but that will happen, the build, when I get the compost done. All right, next. So this has always been on the back side of the pump house. I don't know what the prior owner was using it for, but you can see at the bottom corner here, where the wood is rotten, it's not even in its bracket anymore. I need to get it taken apart so it isn't creating any extra stress on the wood of the pump house. Having said that, that also means I need to do something with this side that's completely exposed to the elements, because that's not good. See this one right here? It's another mulberry. There's Mama's girlfriend. There's Mama's girlfriend, huh? I'm going to leave that one here. It gets an interesting amount of sunlight. Does that make sense? Kind of in between the trees and the hole right there. From where the house is there and there's no actual tree there. It gets it's like this beam of sunlight right to it. So again, it's taller. I'm 5'9", and it's as tall as my head. So it likes it there. I'm probably going to leave that one there. This one is less than a foot tall. I think he will be number 3 that gets to move to the orchard area in garden 3. Easy to dig up, easy to move. And then if you look where the leaf line is there, he is on this side of the leaf line, and that's where the lawnmower goes. So he will be a good option to move. I was trying to zoom in. Panda got in the panda pool. So she's soaking wet. She got in it and laid down. She's trying to catch it. She's going back in. She's like, I'm going in for a swim, Mom. She's like, yeah, it's the panda pool. Did you get the panda pool? Yeah, that's the panda pool, huh? You're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. All right, walking on. All right, these are 2 more of the mulberries. This is one of them. Where's my finger? Right there. You see how it kind of forks up that way, the branches? That's one of the mulberries. The other one is over there. Same thing. You can see where his little branches fork up right there. I want to get those tagged with like some surveyor's tape. So when I start cleaning this mess up, because that's part of this winter's goal, when I arrived here, this mess used to come out beyond this tree. And as I try and clean it up every year, I would like this year to get, I don't know if you can see it, there's that tall tree there, and there's some tall tree here. So I'd like to get all of this cleared back at least to those trees. Take this whole area back. Having said that, I'd like to not lose these 2 mulberries. Just that way, if the 3 that I move don't take the movement, does that make sense? They die back. I'm still left with 2 here close to the garden areas that I can watch and maintain. So I need to get them tagged. Believe it or not, there's a mulberry here. The fatter leaves there and there, those are mulberry leaves. I want to get the pokeweed cleared out of here and clean some of the scrub back down here so he is not fighting with anybody. Now he's on that area where you can see my logs are here that run all the way down, where I don't take care of anything kind of beyond the logs. because all the fences are in the wrong place. Does that make sense? But if he grew as a mulberry, he would be half on my property and I would pick the fruit anyway. It's just a fact. So if I clear some of the scrub, the mulberry might get bigger and a little better, and I might take this tree out to give him a little more sunlight, so a little less competition. You know? Say the taller trees up there will still shade him. That one he doesn't have to compete with. Just thoughts, you know? This is just a backside view. There you go. That tree used to be in the scrub. Right about there is where the 2 mulberries are. And then you can see the trees over there cutting through that I want to, I want to clear. You kind of see where the V is over here. I want to clear all that in between. You know? That's the goal for this year. And that's kind of when I'm done with Garden 3. I need to get we'll get to Garden 3 in a minute. That'll be its own little update. Having said that, since we're just on this one, I need to come back and clear some of this on the backside. I try to keep this open wide. Again, that way I don't get tick jump or snake jump, but it's got to be clean to the stump. And you can see where in the summertime it gets a little crazy. It says, I'm growing out. I'm like, no, you're not. Need to be cleared back to the stump. I got stuff hanging all the way out here. So there's some clearing that I got to do back here. You know, keep it trim, keep it clear. I'd like to get rid of that corner to kind of straighten this off. Just a little, so it's not a narrow corridor. Widen it up just a little, you know? Having said that, I'm always really careful because of that pine. I mean, sooner or later it's going to come down, and it's dangerous. The one that used to be there, go look at older videos, is already down. Thank God. It came down on its own. That's part of it laying there. You can kind of see it that way. It came down. I will long term, if it hasn't rotted, take that logs and continue to push that stuff over here with all the other logs. So I know where I stop trimming, for lack of better words. All right, kind of back around towards the back side of the house, and I need to mow an edge where the gray water comes out of the house and it gets really green in the hill. The wintertime, I don't want the water to puddle there and freeze with the plants. It needs to run down the hill. That way it doesn't freeze and block up the gray water exit. So, those are some of the things I need to do. And a lot of driveway time this year. Didn't do it last year. Didn't want to make it open and clear and have people thinking they need to come down my driveway. But you do that too long and then it gets hard for me to get off the driveway without dealing with snow and droopy branches. And so there will be a lot of driveway this year. All right, let's go look at Garden 3.